Can March Madness betting impact your finances in a Michigan divorce? Well, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. You know, it's a very interesting question about March Madness betting, or really any betting in general, and what role do wagers play in an ultimate property division in a divorce? It gets a lot easier to deal with the issue if husband and wife shared the hobby. If husband and wife were both casino people, or they were both betting people, or they like to go to the track, and it's something that they do together, then their losses and gains and all that is pretty easy to describe it as something they did together. It's marital, it's their hobby. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. And you know, we divide those things, and we try to divide them equitably, and that's it. Where you get into an issue is where there's some significant loss, there's a significant debt perhaps, and only one party's involved. The other party's not. As a matter of fact, not only is the party not, the party doesn't want to have anything to do with it. The party has told the other spouse, you know what? I want the gambling stop. You're depleting our assets. You're doing this. You're doing that. You need to go. Maybe she's betting behind his back. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's going to the casino and not telling her. You know, there's all sorts of ways to do this where people actually hide it. Nowadays, betting can be done through various platforms with the cell phone. So what ends up happening is you got an iPhone, you're betting on the game. People don't even know. And, you know, it's very easy to conceal this because unlike days past where people, if they wanted to place a bet, they actually get in the car, go down to a casino, they're gone for hours. Now you can do this with the touch of a finger on your iPhone. And it's really changed the way these things are. So yes, when you talk about betting, these things can really impact things, particularly where one spouse is on board and one spouse is not. And then it becomes a question of how do we find out? When we see large withdrawals coming from the account, what are the withdrawals for? Are you paying betting losses? Or are they just paying off marital debts? Are the debts marital because they occurred during the marriage? Or are they private, personal debts belonging to only one person because he or she was out gambling on their own, their wife wasn't involved, their husband didn't know about it, and now there's a big debt. So we have to really look into it to determine that. Really, it boils down to when we divide up the assets and we divide up liabilities, what's fair? Is it fair to stick the husband with half of the marital debts that came about as a result of the wife's gambling, or vice versa? Should wife have to pay because husband has the habit? So when we talk about equitably dividing it, the fairness goes into it. So we got to look into it, and we got to see, was this a joint activity or private activity? Because if it turns out that it's a private activity and an opposed activity at that, an activity that the other side was very specific, didn't want any involvement in, and told them not to do it behind their back, the court can easily be convinced that, you know what? Yes, this occurred during the marriage, but it should stay a separate debt. Now, if you have any questions about your situation, reach out, of course, and we'll be glad to help you out.